प्यारे दोस्तों, आदाब। आज जो इवेंट्स हम कवर कर रहे हैं इस वीडियो में, ये तो हैं 13 फरवरी 1999, 12 फरवरी तक हमने जो इवेंट्स थे वो हमने लास्ट वीडियोस में कवर किए हैं। ये तो हैं 13 फरवरी 1999 का न्यूज़ आइटम। ये हैं 2 डेड 60 hurt in Srinagar violence. Details of the news item are 2 persons were killed and over 60 injured in large-scale violence which broke out in Srinagar today. During a bandh in protest against Salman Rushdie's book Satanic Verses. According to agencies, over 100 persons were injured. Meanwhile, the Awami Action Committee chief, Mirwais Farooq, demanded a judicial probe into today's incident. Other next news item published on the same day, that is Feb 13th, 1989. It is failures of the state leadership cannot be allowed to go unnoticed until everything plunges into a dangerous spin. If Dr. Abdullah is incompetent, someone else would have to come forward and arrest their drift. नेक्स्ट न्यूज़ आइटम ये है 14 फरवरी 1999 का, या हम कह सकते हैं 14 फरवरी 1989. It is violence spread to 3 major towns of Kashmir Valley as most parts of the region observed a strike for the second consecutive day today to protest against Salman Rushdie's book Satanic Verses. Other news item published on the same day, that is 14th Feb 1989. One person was killed and 3 others injured in a police firing in interior city as most parts of Srinagar observed complete hartal as a mark of protest against Salman Rushdie's controversial book Satanic Verses. Satanic Verses, it is within quotes. Next news item published on the 14th Feb 1989. It is a powerful explosive device was found this afternoon near the office premises of National Insurance Company Lal Chowk branch. However, before the device could explode and result in extensive damage in this congested business area, the security personnel reached the spot immediately and defused the bomb. Next news item appeared on 15th Feb 1989. It is violence over alleged sacrilege involved in the publication of Satanic Verses rocked Srinagar for the second day today, and also involved all other major towns in Kashmir Valley, leading to police firing, tear gassing and rioting in which scores were injured, including a number of policemen. Next news item Jamaat leader expelled. It states, in a surprise development, Jamaat Islami chief Hakim Ghulam Nabi has expelled a senior party leader, Dr. Ghulam Qadir Wani, from Jamaat on charges of taking part in anti-party activities. News item published on 17th Feb 1989. It is arrested Kashmir Liberation Front leader produced in court. It is a leader of the Kashmir Liberation Front, Mr. Ashraf Ganai of village Khur in Baramulla district, was produced by Delhi police in the court of Chief Judicial Magistrate today. Other news item which was published on the same day, 17th Feb 1989, fresh tension in Valley. Security arrangements have been further tightened in view of the possible hartal tomorrow, in continuation of the protest against the controversial book of Indian-born British writer Salman Rushdie, The Satanic Verses. News item published on the same day, 17th Feb 1989. It is Farooq has a dream. Status: a record number of tourists is expected to visit Kashmir this year following an aggressive campaign launched by the Indian Tourism Development Corporation and the Kashmir Tourism Department in Australia and other Southeast Asian countries. According to Chief Minister of Kashmir, Dr. Farooq Abdullah, who is in Malaysia, a record number of Australians had already shown their interest in visiting India, particularly Kashmir, this year. News item published on 18th Feb 1989. Total Band in Valley. 5 injured in a police firing. It is at least 5 persons were injured, 3 of them seriously, when police opened fire in Khankai Maula area in interior city as the violence broke out again in downtown, and most parts of the Kashmir Valley observed yet another hartal in protest against the satanic verses of Indian-born British writer Salman Rushdie. One more news item published on the same date, that is 18th Feb 1989. It states, the hardcore militant Joginder Singh, who had planted a powerful bomb in the State Road Transport Corporation passenger bus at Pathankot on November 1st, 1988, that left 14 persons dead and 45 others injured, was transferred and brought to Jammu from Punjab today. News item published on 19th Feb 1989. Police arrested Ghulam Rasool Shah, an alleged kingpin of Pakistan-trained militants said to be involved in a series of bomb blasts in the valley. Earlier, police recovered 1 rifle and ammunition from his residence at Kupwara in North Kashmir. News item published on 20th Feb 1989. Even after 40 days of communal violence that shook Jammu on January 13th, the state government has not succeeded in arresting a single person actually involved in the killing of innocent persons. One more news item published on the same day, that is 20th Feb 1989. Chief Minister Dr. Farooq Abdullah today disclosed that we intended to convene a conference of religious scholars and legal luminaries of the Muslims of the state and from other parts of the country to discuss the situation out of the publication of the controversial book Satanic Verses by Salman Rushdie. On the same date, that is 20th Feb 1989, news item published is the ruling Youth National Conference leader and MLA Mr. Ali Muhammad Sagar has urged the government to not to harass the innocent youth while stressing the need to deal sternly with the forces not to create unrest and shatter peace in the valley. Next news item published on 21st Feb 1989. News item is Who financed Farooq and party's trip abroad? Why Chief Minister visited Singapore twice? The details of the news are Dr. Abdullah during the 12-day tour of Australia, Malaysia and Singapore was accompanied by a large party comprising his family members, officials and some of their family members. One more news item published on the 21st Feb 1989. It is 4 Kashmir Liberation Front men arrested in the valley. Kashmir police today claimed to have arrested 4 activists of Kashmir Liberation Front alleged to be involved in a number of militant activities in some parts of the valley. News item published on 24th Feb 1989. It is 85 held for Kashmir incidents. The state police have arrested 85 persons so far in connection with the incidents of violence in Kashmir Valley beginning from January 22nd, including Bandh on the Republic Day and observance of Black Day by some groups on February 11. This was stated by the Health Minister Mr. R.S. Chup in the reply to a calling attention motion in the Legislative Council. News item published on the same day, that is 24th Feb 1989. News item is Major clash on Saigon. Reporters said that yesterday's exchange of fire was the first major clash on the world's highest battlefield during the current winter season. According to these reports, the Pakistani troops fired mortar guns on the Indian pickets and the Indian security forces retaliated. One more news item published on the 24th Feb 1989. Pak accused of abetment. Center voices concern over J&K situation. India today asked Pakistan to take steps to ensure that secessionist elements in Jammu and Kashmir are not helped across the border to destabilize the country. News item published on 25th Feb 1989. It is the Chief Minister Dr. Farooq Abdullah today vowed to sacrifice his life for safeguarding the national honor should that become necessary at any time. One more news item published on 26th Feb 1989. Hartal in two Srinagar localities. Shops remained closed and black flags were put up in the Alamgiri Bazaar and Zediwal areas in downtown today in protest against yesterday's police firing in Mumbai to kill violent demonstrations against Salman Rushdie's controversial book, The Satanic Verses. News item published on 27th Feb 1989. The J&K government was understood to have been advised to take stronger effective measures to curb anti-national activities in the state and to initiate measures for banning some of the extremist organizations suspected to be involved in Pakistan inspired militancy. News item published on the same date, that is 27th Feb 1989. It is Mr. Abdul Rashid Kabli, Member Parliament, National Conference, Member Parliament Lok Sabha and convener of Democratic Forum, a dissident group of the ruling National Conference, launched a scathing attack on the government for use of force to put down the just demands of the people of the state. News item, one more news item, published on the 27th Feb 1989. Security in Jammu and Kashmir has been tightened on the Indo-Pak border following reports of J&K Liberation Front planning to inject large quantities of arms and ammunition for sabotage activities, the Lok Sabha was informed today. One more news item published on the 27th Feb 1989. Blasts, clashes in Srinagar, one dead. The details are one person was dead and 85 injured in day-long clashes in several parts of the city between the police and the youth protesting Friday's firing in Mumbai. 9 policemen were among the nearly 50 persons were injured in a day-long battle. News item published on 28th Feb 1989. It is violence over the Satanic Verses and also in the protest against the death of 12 persons in recent police in Mumbai gripped parts of this city again today as a local youth was killed in a grenade attack on police at Badshah Chowk and 9 others were wounded including 2 press photographers and 3 policemen. The killed was identified as Ashaq Hussain, 27 years old of Mysuma. इसके साथ ही जो फरवरी के इवेंट्स थे वो तो इसके साथ तो ख़त्म हुए। तो नेक्स्ट वीडियो तक शुक्रिया और दूसरे वीडियो के साथ आपके साथ फिर मुलाकात होगा। आदाब।